Yo, what is going on YouTube? So first of all, thank you so much for watching this first video on my channel. It's been a long time coming, this video, and I've been putting it back for so long now, and with so many people nagging me to do YouTube, and you know, the idea has crossed my head so much. It's something I've really wanted to be getting around to doing, but I've just never ever got around to doing it. So finally pushed myself to do it, and here we are with the very first video on my channel. So to kind of kick this off then, really, I'm going to kind of explain who I am, what I do, and what you can kind of expect from this channel. That is the whole point of this first video, okay? So for any of you guys who don't know, my name is Sam Marriott, and I'm a 22-year-old online coach and personal trainer from Nottingham, here in England in the UK. And just to kind of give you a little bit of a brief overlook as to how I've got to where I am today, we're going to start right at the beginning when I very first started my lifting career as such. So I first went into the gym when I was 15 years old, and the reason I kind of went into the gym was because I actually had an operation on my chest. It was more of an aesthetic operation, and afterwards my chest was looking a little bit deflated. It didn't look quite right, so I kind of went into the gym more or less for a self-confident purpose. That was the whole point of it. I went in to try and rebuild my self-confidence, you know, get into a little bit of good shape and just build my confidence generally overall and just make myself look a little bit better. That was the whole point of going in. And the more I started going to the gym, the more I started to kind of like fall in love with it a little bit. I mean, I was always a kind of a sporty kid anyway. You know, I played football, I played cricket and things like that. I always loved sports. And when I got into the gym, that kind of, it almost felt like that was my calling in life. I just really enjoyed going to the gym. You know, I spent a lot of time going in there when I first started out. And the more I got into it and the more I got obsessed with it, the more I kind of realized that this was something that I wanted to do for a career. And so when I was 16, I decided that I really wanted to finally get started with the pursuit of becoming a personal trainer. And I said I wanted to be a qualified personal trainer by the age of 21. So at 16 was where I finally got into my gym instructor course. Obviously, I got all my knowledge and stuff through that, and then I started picking up a little bit of work experience, becoming a gym instructor, getting my knowledge through, and just learning more and more stuff as I went along. Now, by the age of 21, I actually did become a qualified personal trainer. I've actually been a personal trainer qualified now for nearly 2 years, I want to say, something like that. And basically, up until that point, you know, I have been training all throughout that time. So in total, I've been training about 5 years, but I'd say properly training, I've only been properly training, I'd say maybe the last 2 years, if that. You know, if you'll speak to most coaches, you know, their lifting careers have spanned so long, but when you talk actual training age, where they've had the right required knowledge, they've been training in the right way for their goals, then they'll probably say that that is a little bit shorter than what you expect. I say I've only been properly training now for the last 2 years, and that's only because I've had the knowledge behind me to start doing things correctly. Everything else I did before that, I'm not going to lie, I did the typical bro thing. You know, I was training chest and biceps pretty much every single day in the gym, trying to get them to grow. I was hitting abs every single day because I thought that's how you got a six-pack. I didn't train legs because I already had kind of big legs from football. You know, I did all of those stupid mistakes. So, you know, that was in the first 3 years of my lifting career, so I don't even count them. The last 2 years is where I've got all my knowledge from, and that's where I'm at in the position today. So yeah, obviously I'm now 22 and I'm now an online personal trainer. I spent the first year of my own business kind of doing training people in the gym and also training people home and outdoors, but for many different circumstances that did not work out. And that was where I decided back in November last year that I would become an online coach, and that is what I have been pursuing ever since then. Now, just to kind of give you a little bit of an overview now of the philosophy that I have as a coach, okay? So a lot of you guys who follow me on Instagram and Snapchat and stuff, you all know a lot about my backstory. But for those of you guys who don't know, you know, obviously I started lifting when I was at a very early age. And, you know, throughout the younger kind of like adult years of my life, you know, as I just kind of finished teenage life around the 18, 19 mark, I was spending a lot of time in the gym, and it really had an impact on my social life. And what I found was I was spending so much time in the gym and so much time dedicated to my goals that I didn't really have a social life, you know, and I was fearing, you know, going out with my friends. I didn't go out for meals, I didn't go out drinking or anything like that because I was so scared of what it could do to my goals. And, you know, that led me down a very dark path. I'm not going to lie to you. It led me down a very dark path. And what I found was, by the end of it, I was not actually succeeding with my goals because, I didn't have the right kind of knowledge compared to what I have now. But I also had no social life, so I really wasn't enjoying my life. And it was only when I had a really, really bad weekend, which was down to kind of like anxiety, combined with, a very, very harsh diet. I was following a very, very super strict and clean eating regime, training 6-7 times a week, sometimes double sessions. Couple that with, no social life, spending all my time in the gym. I basically had a massive breakdown. And it was only when I went through that was when I realized that I could not be doing this for the rest of my life. I had to find something different. So, around the 19-20 mark was where I found flexible dieting. And flexible dieting since then has been a massive part of my success for my own physique transformation. And it's something that I very much do with my clients today, but I'll speak about that a little bit later. So basically when I was 19 or 20, that's where I found flexible dieting, and that's where things really started to change for me. Once I got the knowledge of training behind my back as well, I started to train better towards my goals, but because I understood nutrition a lot better when I started to learn flexible dieting and learning the principles, I found that my physique started to improve massively. And it was when I kind of went through that whole journey of, going from training 6-7 times a week, eating super clean, no carbs, having no social life, to what I am now. That journey was what inspired me to become an online coach as such. And that is what I try and produce and try and bring along in my content now. And it's something that I very much have as a philosophy for myself as an online coach. Every client that I now work with, I want to take them through the same journey as me. These people who come to me who have the problems of, they are in a very super strict diet, they're not enjoying their training, they are massively restricting their social life. I see all this in a lot of people, and it's my responsibility as a coach now and as someone who is sort of an influencer as such to kind of document my own journey and show people that it does not have to be like that. For you guys who follow me on Instagram and Snapchat and on Facebook, you'll know that I very much enjoy my social life. I enjoy going out drinking. I enjoy my festivals. I have an absolute love for Southern Comfort, as most of you guys will know. And, I kind of document all that to show people who I am and that you can possibly do these things while still achieving in the gym. And that's the whole point of everything that I produce content-wise across all of my social media platforms. And it is very much the big philosophy and the big core value behind what I try and teach with all of my clients. The way I kind of work with all of my clients now is that I want to be able to teach them to be able to manage their lifestyle completely, achieve their goals, be able to be in complete control of their own diet, enjoy the foods that they love, and also have an active social life. All of this while still achieving achieving their goals. That's basically what I want from my business. So that kind of covers, guys, who I am. So now I'm going to kind of talk about what you can expect from this channel. So mainly what this channel is going to be for is, of course, another kind of platform to share across my own content. You will find lots of informative content on training, nutrition, fat loss, flexible dieting, gaining muscle, all of those things. You will find my unique twists on all of these things in longer format videos. But in this as well, I'm going to be documenting my journey. As I mentioned earlier on, I became an online coach in November, and that's actually when I took my business full time. So I'm at the very, very early stages of building my business. So this channel is also going to document my journey of my own personal growth with my business and also my own growth as a physique person as well, okay? That is what is going to happen with this channel. And hopefully you guys can enjoy the whole journey along the way. I would love for you to be able to subscribe and follow my journey as I try and build my business and try and make it something successful. You are going to be joining in at the very early stages of my business, and you are going to hopefully watch it grow throughout the time. So you're going to expect to see a lot of vlogging along the way. You'll get to see an insight into my life, and also you'll get to see a documentation of the growth of my business, as well as all the informative content too. So guys, thank you very much for watching this first video. Hopefully you guys will subscribe, like it, share it. You know the business by now if you have been on YouTube for a long time. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you guys soon.